Today, we will be exploring one of the most mind-boggling phenomena in the cosmos, the fine-tuning of the universe, and why it is just right for life to exist. The universe is a vast and complex place, and yet it has the ideal conditions for life to flourish. From the precise distance between stars to the optimal balance of matter and energy, to the right mix of elements, we will discover how the universe is finely tuned to allow life to exist. Imagine a universe where stars were too close together. The intense heat and radiation produced by the frequent collisions would make it nearly impossible for life to exist. The extreme conditions would render the planets uninhabitable, and any life that may have existed would be wiped out. On the other hand, if the stars were too far apart, the planets would be too cold, and there wouldn't be enough energy for life to flourish. The lack of light would also make it difficult for photosynthesis to occur, which is crucial for the survival of plants. But the universe is just right. The stars are at the precise distance from one another, allowing for the perfect amount of light and heat to reach planets like ours, making it possible for life to exist. In addition, the universe has the optimal balance of matter and energy. If there were too much matter, the universe would have collapsed in on itself, leaving not enough matter for the formation of stars and planets. On the other hand, if there was too little matter, stars and planets wouldn't form and life wouldn't be possible. The balance of matter and energy in the universe is critical to the existence of life. It is so precise that even a minuscule deviation would make it impossible for life to exist. The universe also has the right mix of elements, including carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, which are essential for life to exist. These elements are formed in the stars through a process known as nucleosynthesis, where lighter elements are fused to form heavier elements. This process is dependent on the temperature and pressure conditions within the stars and the time it takes for the stars to complete this process. If stars were too short-lived, it would not have enough time to produce the right mix of elements, and life wouldn't be possible. If stars were too far apart, the elements produced in one star wouldn't reach other stars, making it difficult for life to form. Furthermore, the right mix of elements is not only necessary for the formation of life, but also for the existence of planets that can support life. For example, the presence of water, which is vital for life, is dependent on the mix of elements in the universe. If the mix of elements was different, water might not exist in its current form or at all, and life wouldn't be possible. The universe also has the right amount of heavy elements such as iron and gold, which are essential for the formation of planets and for supporting life. The universe also has the optimal amount of dark matter, which acts as a scaffold for the formation of galaxies, stars, and planets. Dark matter is an invisible form of matter that makes up about 27% of the universe. It is crucial for the formation and stability of galaxies, without which life wouldn't be possible. Additionally, the universe has the ideal amount of dark energy, which affects the expansion of the universe. If there was too much dark energy, the universe would expand too quickly, making it impossible for life to form. If there was too little dark energy, the universe would collapse in on itself, making life impossible. Another point that highlights the fine-tuning of the universe is the gravitational constant. This constant determines the strength of the force of gravity, and it is crucial for the formation and stability of stars, planets, and galaxies. If the gravitational constant were even slightly stronger, the universe would be filled with black holes and life wouldn't be possible. On the other hand, if the constant were weaker, stars and planets wouldn't form and life wouldn't exist. The gravitational constant has been measured with great accuracy, and it has been found to be precisely what is needed for the universe to exist and support life. This fine-tuning is yet another example of how the universe is perfectly designed for life to flourish. The fact that this constant and many other variables in the universe have the ideal values to support life is a mystery that continues to intrigue scientists and philosophers alike. The idea of the fine-tuning of the universe has been the subject of much debate and discussion among philosophers, theologians, and scientists. While some see it as evidence for the existence of a deity or a higher power, others view it as a natural phenomenon that can be explained by science. The concept of fine-tuning is a complex and multifaceted issue that raises many questions about the nature of the universe and the existence of a higher power. One argument made by proponents of the existence of a deity is that the precision with which the universe is fine-tuned is too great to be a mere coincidence. They argue that the fact that the universe has the ideal conditions for life to exist, with many variables having precisely the values needed for life to flourish, cannot be explained by chance alone. They see this as proof that there is a purposeful design behind the universe and that a higher power created it with the intention of supporting life. The anthropic principle is a philosophical concept that states that the universe must have the properties that allow life to exist, because otherwise, we would not be here to observe it. It suggests that the universe was fine-tuned in such a way as to support life, and that the conditions for life to exist are not a result of chance, but rather the result of a purposeful design. The anthropic principle is often used as an argument for the existence of a deity or higher power. Proponents argue that the precision with which the universe is fine-tuned is too great to be a mere coincidence, and that this fine-tuning must have been deliberately created. They see this as proof that the universe was created with the intention of supporting life, and that there is a higher power responsible for its design. Critics of the anthropic principle argue that it is a circular argument as it assumes the conclusion in its premises. They argue that it is a philosophical argument rather than a scientific one, and that it does not provide any new evidence for the existence of a higher power. They see it as an attempt to find a purpose for the universe that is not supported by the available evidence. Despite its criticisms, the anthropic principle remains an important concept in the debate over the fine-tuning of the universe. It raises the question of why the universe is fine-tuned for life and whether this is a result of a purposeful design or simply a coincidence. This question has been the subject of much discussion and debate among philosophers, theologians, and scientists, and it is likely to continue for many years to come. On the other hand, proponents of a natural explanation for fine-tuning argue that the laws of physics and the universe's properties could be a result of chance, or that there may be a yet unknown scientific explanation for the fine-tuning. They point out that our current understanding of the universe is limited, and that new discoveries in science and technology may help us understand why the universe is fine-tuned in the way that it is. The idea of a multiverse, where there may be countless universes with different properties, is also often cited as an explanation for the fine-tuning of the universe. Proponents of this view argue that our universe just happens to be one of many, and that the one in which we live just happens to be just right for life. They argue that given the vast number of universes, it is likely that one of them would have the ideal conditions for life to exist. The universe is finely tuned in countless ways to allow life to exist. From the precise distance between stars to the optimal balance of matter and energy, to the right mix of elements to the ideal amount of dark matter and dark energy, the universe is a perfect symphony of conditions that make life possible. The question remains, is this just a lucky coincidence, or is there something more profound at play? This mystery has been the subject of intense scientific and philosophical inquiry, and it is a question that continues to captivate and challenge the human mind.